Affairs analyst Oladeyinde Ario joins us now to talk more on this. Thank you for joining us on TVC Breakfast. Now let's look at moving forward now, especially for the governors like Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu said. It's the victory in Bayelsa states represent a shift in politics, and the governor-elect has said he is ready to serve. I wonder what you expect of him when he talks about service. And the Kogi governor re-elected says this win it shows the confidence the people repose on him.
Well, for the new man in Bayelsa State, it's still a new day. I'll give it to him because you don't judge a book by its back. Oh, yeah, until you go inside and see what is there. And I will hope that, unlike what we are used to, or we have been used to, politicians coming to promise heaven and earth, only for them to deliver nothing. I hope he will realize that if the people of Bayelsa were satisfied with the old order, as presented by Dixon and PDP, he wouldn't have had a chance. So he shouldn't go there to disappoint the people. He has promised service, let him deliver service. Perhaps qualitative service that will make life more meaningful and dreams and aspirations easily achievable. Now for Bello, I wonder what new thing is promising, because we were all here then when Providence brought him to become the governor. It wasn't on the cards. But things happened and then it was brought forward and he won the election. One will have felt that with gratitude to his maker, he will have delivered value. But for the first time, we saw people not being paid for months and civil servants committing suicide. This is not a gist. Yes. It happened. And when you go around Kogi State, you will not see what I would call meaningful development.
So perhaps he can change that, right those wrongs.
Otherwise, if he fails to turn round and make a U-turn and begin to make governance effective, begin to touch lives, the party may have problems in future elections in Kogi State.
Like we saw in Bayelsa.
God bless you. The way it happened in Bayelsa. If you had watched Bayelsa the way it was going, you saw whereby Dixon became an emperor over and above everybody, especially imposing his own choice candidate on the party. We all knew his days were numbered. And of course, the PDP too, keeping quiet then. They kept quiet, they didn't say anything. They allowed that anomaly to have gone through. And here it is for them. Okay, for the electoral umpire now. We've seen at the general elections there were pockets of violence in some states, Rivers State especially. This election we had violence in Kogi State. Yeah. How should they handle other elections going forward? Unfortunately, it's beyond INEC. Yeah, all INEC can guarantee is good conduct, as in making sure that voting papers are delivered on time, voting arena, working with the place, the arena is secure, so people can exercise their franchise. But if there's violence in those areas, now, it will the onus is on the party, on the government of the day, and of course on you and I to understand that we should just go and vote and not go to war. And like I kept saying, we should stop seeing elections as another form of battle or war. If you don't win, fine. There will always be a second, another chance. Yeah. And besides, in every contest, there must be winners and losers. So whichever portion comes your way, take it and run with it. And that's not what what the president has even advised. It's unfortunate that everybody wants to win at all costs, and they go to the extreme in achieving all of that. It was so painful when I heard on Friday that the hotel occupied by Governor Seyi Makinde of Oyo State was attacked. The videos were released. We saw it on television. And why was it go that far? Are we expecting to see prosecutions now? Because even the Kogi State governor said that we should see them being prosecuted. That's a jive. He's just blowing hot here because he's a beneficiary of the acrimony. Really? It would have been different, yes. He's a beneficiary, and I'm serious. We shouldn't go that far, snatching ballot boxes, and as of yesterday, 6 people have been declared dead, all because of voting. Now, those ones that have been killed, how would they benefit from whatever good governance that's coming the way of the state? And then, of course, they left some children fatherless, some women without husbands. I know what that means.
But shouldn't there be consequences for these actions? Because even before the election, the police was saying that whoever is seen or caught, carrying out all of these activities would not be able to do that again.
See, when I heard that they had sent 35,000 policemen to Kogi State, I was like, oh, it will be a new day in the sun. But before the election, the first thing that they did that shocked me was burning down SDP Secretariat. SDP that stood no serious chance of challenging the leading parties. They started from there. Natasha Akpoti, the contestant there, was very bitter. She was all over the place. She made so much noise, nothing came out of it. And you see, because of this no consequence phenomenon that pervades our life in Nigeria, people will steal money, they get away with it. Principals will steal schools money, they get away with it. Ministers will say, everybody keeps stealing here and there, they're going away with that. People, now, what happened in Futa, whereby some students took it into their own, by beating up.
But there are talks about them being prosecuted.
Yeah, so we have to wake up and move away from that. When you can, if you can do the crime, be able to do the time.
Okay, looking at the elections now, Bayelsa has a new governor, new party. Kogi retains the APC. How can Nigerians ensure accountability away from the election crisis and all of that? How can we ensure that our leaders are accountable?
I've always been an advocate of public enlightenment. Some people will be quoting the Constitution. Ask them, have you ever seen the Constitution? They will tell you no. A lot of us don't understand what governance process entails. So much that when they see you on TV or any other media explaining and expressing what should be, they just look at you as if you're an enemy or you are jobless. We still need mass orientation and enlightenment. People have to understand that government is about you. Okay, so your involvement should not start and end at staying in the sun and voting for people. Your vote must count, and you must hold your elected leaders accountable. I mean, there are minimum standards that we must all get, and if we don't get it, we should talk. In the last 7 weeks or so, when the roads were very bad in Lagos, we all went for the neck of the governor. And as soon as the rain stopped, I mean, we've been seeing the difference. Roads have been repaired now in Lagos, and the work is ongoing. Up until the night time yesterday, I still saw them. And I can give you roads that have been repaired in the last 1 week. That's the way it should be. We should demand for the irreducible minimum from our elected people and those who are also appointed. Because it's all about us. Nobody is more Nigerian than you and I. We are all common stakeholders in the project Nigeria.
All right, Olade Ario, thank you for speaking with us.
Thank you, Chief.